That is our dish right there.
Very pretty. This is actually a very pretty dish.
you.
And I am really excited to try this because, you know, this is not the first variation of sweet and savory, you know what I'm saying, you know, because everyone knows about chicken and waffles.
That's right.
So this is another take on that. Look at that. There we go, baby.
There you go.
This is what it is. This is something special right here. I know. I never had pulled pork French toast before. So we are doing this thing right now. No. Stop playing. This ain't real. This ain't real. This ain't real. No, y'all playing on me.
Magic, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody, and welcome to another delicious episode of America's Best Restaurants. Right now, we're in Winnsboro, Texas at Pyke's Pantry. And they started off, you know, canning goods and making seasonings and different sauces, but ended up turning up into a delicious restaurant that we're about to try. So as always, let's go inside, have some fun, and get to the eating. What's up, Pyke?
Hey Theo, how are you doing today?
Oh man, I'm really glad to be here. You know, I came through, I saw all your seasonings and stuff on the other side of the building. Man, that stuff looks delicious, man.
Thank you.
Do people go there and then come in here? Do they come in here and they go and try the spices? Like, how's that go?
Well, it goes both directions. We get people who come in this door looking for our spices, and then they find out we have a restaurant. We get people who come in we call it back door, depending on which side you're on. It could be front, back door. But they come in and they're buying product and they're like, what is that smell? I'm like, well, that's our restaurant. And then they come back here because we use a lot of our products that we sell, we use in our recipes.
Well, I mean, honestly, like that sounds amazing because when you're having your own kitchen and then you're using your own spices and seasonings and jams and sauces and stuff like that, you know, that makes it even more authentic because it's not like you're using products that everybody else can get. You're using products only specifically tailored to you.
Very unique way we do stuff.
Well, Pyke, I am excited to get something to eat here today, man. So we're gonna get rolling on this and I'm gonna talk to you a little later.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, so right now I am here in the kitchen. I got Stephanie. She is gonna make me up something real delicious. And honestly, I've never heard of anything like this before in my life.
Yeah.
This sounds like a pretty unique and tasty meal we got going on here. What you about to make me?
I'm about to make you our pulled pork French toast.
Pulled pork French toast.
It is my creation. We actually started doing this. We were doing it with pancakes, and but I love French toast. So I'm like, you know what? I think we're gonna switch this over, and we actually make the maple pecan bread. So it's freshly made. We make that. We make our dip for it. We do eggs. We make a French toast seasoning ourselves here.
Wow.
So we do our French toast seasoning, a little brown sugar, a little half and half, a little bit of orange juice. I mean, go big or go home, right?
Oh,
So.
absolutely. and real quick, I gotta say something because you said you pivoted from pancakes to French toast.
Yes.
French toast is absolutely the superior breakfast food. Like
is.
it beats pancakes and waffles by a country
Right?
mile.
I'm telling you, I am right there with you. And if you get a good French toast, oh, it just makes your day. You ready to go?
Yes,
Get
ma'am.
this done. Get our egg put in here. So we absolutely love making this, and it's so much fun when we get customers, like first-time customers. They'll come in and they'll be like, "Oh, what's this French toast thing? Like, what is your favorite thing?" We're like, the French toast, the pulled pork French toast, because it isn't something you can get anywhere. You know, it's a very
absolutely not,
unique
yeah.
thing. We absolutely love making it here. And the best and most fun thing for me is when I go out there and ask them, because I try and talk to everybody. Once they get their meal and I can finish up in here, I always try and go out and talk to all of our customers. And I always ask them, so how was it? And they're like, oh my gosh, that was like the most amazing. We're so glad that we listened to your recommendations.
Where do you get the inspiration for, you know, these specific meals? Like these very traditional, but yet made in an untraditional way, you know?
Well, you know, my mom, when she named me, she put an F in my name for Stephanie. So, you know, I just figured I have to make everything unique like me because my name's not spelled the same, so I can't be the same as everybody else. But honestly, it's a lot. The majority of everything is more, I love food. I'm a huge foodie.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm like, you know, ooh, that sounds kind of good. And when you own your own restaurant, it's kind of nice to be able to be like, okay, let's play with this and see how it goes. And there's some things I'm like, yeah, you know what, we just may not make that one again. And it's not that it's bad, Normally our stuff turns out pretty well because you have a good feel for, what you like and like the tastes that go together.
Absolutely.
But every once in a while I'm like, it just doesn't taste as good as the rest of our stuff, so we're just gonna go ahead and table that one. When we first started out, we talked about, we did one thing a day, and it kind of grew from that. But a good majority of our menu is customer based. I want to say in December we did a truffle grilled cheese.
That sounds
amazing. Yeah, and so that's a lot how our menu grew. So our menu grew by, we would do specials and then people were like, oh my gosh, this is just so good. It needs to be on the regular menu. This is our pecan praline sauce, balsamic.
So real quick, I just want to describe what's happening right now. She has a layer of the French toast, and then on top of that, she put the pulled pork, and then just crumpled up some of the goat cheese, right?
Yeah, that's our our crumbled goat cheese.
Crumbled goat cheese on top of the pulled pork.
That is our dish right there.
Very pretty. This is actually a very pretty dish.
Thank you.
And I am really excited to try this because, this is not the first variation of sweet and savory, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone knows about chicken and waffles.
That's right.
So this is another take on that. Look at that. There we go, baby.
There you go.
This is what it is. This is something special right here. I know. I never had pulled pork French toast before. So we are doing this thing right now. No. Stop playing. This ain't real. This ain't real. This ain't real. No, y'all playing with me.
Magic, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. I love that praline balsamic because it's not too sweet.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you got that pecan bread.
Yep.
And like those two vibe really well. Then you got the pulled pork with the goat cheese on top.
Yep.
And then they go together, but because the sweetness of the pulled pork,
Yep.
then it matches in with the French toast.
And then the goat cheese really cuts anything that's gonna be too overwhelming, I think, because the pecan praline balsamic with that goat cheese, like it just softens. Sometimes goat cheese can be a little pungent, and it just softens it all up. And I think the mix of all that together is just, it's heaven. Heaven on a plate.
I'll say, absolutely. Stephanie, you rock this.
Thank you.
That is so good. That is such a unique dish. You, me, and Pyke, we're gonna sit down, eat a couple more meals, and have more conversations.
I like it. Sounds good. I'm ready to rock. How's that?
Yes. All right, guys. So just got out the kitchen with Stephanie, and now I got Stephanie next to me and Pyke. I want to start off by asking you guys, how did you guys end up in Winnsboro and getting, this really just lovely little spot you guys have here?
Everywhere we travel, I love taking pictures on the caboose, and it was a Monday, and I know that because nobody was open for lunch, and I was trying to find some lunch for us. And then Pyke pulled over, and I was like, is everything okay? And he's like, do you want to take a picture on the train? I'm like, of course I do. And I go running up the caboose, and I'm like this, smiling, all thinking I'm cute. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, ow, something bit me. And he's like holding the camera. I don't even think we ever got the picture, but he was like, run. So what I heard was run, Forrest, run, because there were all these wasps that had stung me. And so I go running off the edge of the train, tumble around on the ground, glasses flat, felt like a movie. I was like, oh, look, I can be a movie star. But we didn't even get the picture or the video. And so we both get in the car together and look at each other and at the same time say, well, I guess that's a sign that we are never to come back to Winnsboro again. And as our adventure continued to grow, we found ourselves always coming back to Winnsboro, and it was just this very special place. It's just kind of magical, we think. And so we thought it was someone telling us to keep our eyes open for Winnsboro, like, hey, get your attention.
Yeah.
And that's how we ended up in Winnsboro. Got stung by a wasp.
I mean, you guys are real travelers too. I mean, you're originally from the San Diego area, but you guys have been like all over, I mean, crazy road trips all over the country, exploring and taking in the sights and, seeing what areas fit you best. And it's funny because, your journey started, wasn't even as a restaurant. It originally started as jarring and pickling things. You tell the people a little more about, how you got into that foray and the transition from, we're going to pickle a couple things, pickle some meats and pickle some sausage, jar some sauces, to, you know what, I think we're going to open a restaurant.
I started out, I found a article or a YouTube channel or something that was canning meat. And it just seems so weird to me that you could put meat in a jar and put it on the shelf for a couple of years. I started canning applesauce for my grandchildren, making homemade applesauce. Stephanie wanted some green salsa, which is really where we started our product line was that green salsa. She convinced me to do farmer's market 1 day a week. She never went back to her job at the time after the first market.
Wow.
And it became a full-time job, and it just grew.
You know, and it's funny because it almost sounds like, Pyke, you just had a hobby. Like you just kind of picked up a hobby. And Stephanie
Yes.
said, let's be ambitious about this hobby.
Right.
Well, now that we know who you are as people and who you are as restaurateurs, now it's time for the most important part of this all.
Oh, you can eat some food now?
It's time to eat, yes ma'am.
All right.
I've never had a chai tea before.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give this a go right here.
So our chai tea is absolutely amazing. We actually brew it in-house. It's not a concentrate. And we do cinnamon sticks and cardamom, which I think cardamom is a very underused spice. So we do cardamom in it. We do fresh ginger that we chop up. We do, what else goes in there? Oh, tri-colored peppers and allspice. It boils for about 45 minutes, and the base is a black tea, some black tea leaves. And so we brew that for about 45 minutes, then it sits for another 30 minutes just to kind of soak it in. And then we make it. Yours has a little bit of creamer in it. This is our iced chai. We can make it hot. We can make it a dirty chai, which means it has either cold brew if it's iced, or a shot of espresso in it.
This is delicious.
Thank you. I think so too.
Oh,
One of my
man.
favorite drinks. See, now you have to go off the water and go on chai.
So now it's time for this salmon. Now tell me
Yes.
what's special about the salmon. What's going on
So
here?
our salmon has a crunchy layer on the top, and we actually make the glaze. We make it we have a strawberry Carolina mustard that we make as the glaze. We put some honey in it and a little bit of butter, and then we put panko, parsley, and chopped pecans on there, and that's our glaze for the top. And then we put it over some wilted spinach, and the spinach has lemon and garlic in it, and with our key lime balsamic or key lime avocado oil.
With the salmon, I love the crunch. Adds to the flavor profile.
Yep.
And then the flavor of the fish. I mean, it's so tasty. Kind of gives off like a little bit of sweetness, but enhances the flavor of the salmon.
Yep.
Excellent meal, healthy,
Yes.
refreshing. That is a home run. Very tasty.
We do. We sell a ton of that. We
Ooh, and I
have
just
a
got
lot-
that. I just
a little
got
bit
some
of
of that
heat to it.
Yeah, that heat just hit me. Yeah. Like, it snuck up on me. I
It
wasn't
did,
expecting it.
right? And it does, and it shouldn't be overwhelming. Like we try to do. Like I love heat, but I think there needs to be a good balance between that hot and that's too hot to spicy. But that good balance of the heat and the sweet and the savory, I think, really goes well together.
I'm gonna move on to this bad boy right here.
Yes.
And what we got going on here?
So this is our portobello mushroom ravioli with our whiskey sauce. So we make all of our sauces we make in-house. The sauce on it is it's rich, but it's not overpoweringly rich, with the mushrooms in there, and it just is such a good combination, I feel. And then, of course, the garlic knots go with it, and our garlic knots dipped in that whiskey sauce, they're phenomenal.
Very rustic, but and savory.
Yeah.
The raviolis cook perfectly, but this whiskey sauce is to die for. So I'll try one of these. Stephanie, just wanted to bring this up real quick. Stephanie played professional football, y'all.
I did. Women's, but yes, I played women's professional football for a few years, and it was a lot of fun, and we got to travel. We traveled all over the place. We came to Houston and Dallas. I was based out of SoCal, San Diego, and we just had a great time. I was one of the starters. I was one of the oldest women on the team at the time, and but the fastest till we had Stokes show up, and that girl was like a gazelle. She was just amazing. And we had so much fun. So I was one of the starters. I did all special teams. I was one of the kickers. And I was a cornerback. So no one ever scored on my side of the field. And that is
wow.
a feat for 3 years.
Shut down quarterback
That's
over
right,
here.
That's right. So.
And with this garlic knot, by the way, it's very buttery. Almost reminds me almost like a croissant. So that's a very unique garlic knot. Very tasty. Everything here has been absolutely delicious. Is there anything you guys would like to tell the people around America about Pyke's Pantry?
Well, we're hoping to expand here in the next year. Bigger, offer more stuff on our menu, more opportunities to help the community and serve the community. And we do have staff that are here all the time and help us out. And without them, it would be a lot tougher to get the stuff done on a daily basis and keep the menu going.
Well, Stephanie, Pyke, thank you guys so much for inviting us down here to Winnsboro.
Appreciate you.
Inviting us here to Pyke's Pantry.
Of course.
We had a great time, and I love the connection that you guys have to your community. I love the food that you guys serve and the creativity that goes behind it, the thought that goes behind it. And you know, I'm probably gonna go ahead and get some of them seasonings too. But thank you guys so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate
It's so nice to meet you, Theo.
Thank you.
We appreciate y'all coming out.
Absolutely. All right, guys, so we just had a great time here at Pyke's Pantry. I mean, listen, the food was delicious. I love the salmon, the portobello mushroom ravioli. That was both delicious. And then I had the chai tea. There we go, chai tea. I'm always gonna butcher that. And then that French toast with the pulled pork. All of it was delicious. And I loved hearing about Pyke and Stephanie's connection to the community and how much they have a symbiotic relationship with one another. But with that said, we've had a great time, but as always, it's time to keep it pushing. I'm Theo Williams for America's Best Restaurants. Hope to see you.